Alright, let's get this party started. Make sure everything is good to go here. I need to put a prediction up for this OFCRA match. We've got two different sides here. Let me see if we can just set that up. Perfect. We have a blue 4 and an op 4. This is going to be more of that large-scale macro stuff we saw 2 weeks ago, where we've got 4 factions on each side. For blue 4, we have the Germans, the British, the United States, and I believe the Finnish? Let me fact-check that real quick. Switzerland, no. Sweden? It helps if I can remember these silly little things, but it's basically Merc Group versus Merc Group here, so not actual military groups. I'm trying to find a breakdown of the faction. I'm just blanking on that last flag, but I'm sure one of you guys can remind me of it. Regardless, and then on Op 4 we have North Koreans, Chinese, Russians, and Iranians. And each group is a different breakdown, so trying to remember it off the top of my head. We got light infantry, heavy infantry, air assault infantry, and then I think special forces, if I recall correctly. But this is one of those OFCRA campaigns where we have to basically choose an MVP from each side, and from there we can help upgrade them based off of their performance. I'm not the only one that does this. There's also both side commanders or something. I forget who specifically chooses, but basically it gives them a little bit of advanced gear for this scenario. Otherwise, we have a biolab in play over at this location. The goal is to get the VIPs over to the biolab to have them interact with stuff that is worth a point. And then at the 50, 70, and end of game marks, we have 3 positions. First is a heliport, which I am trying to find at the moment. We have the radar station right there. All right, we got the heliport over here. So whoever controls this helicopter depot by the 50-minute marker will gain 3 points. Whoever controls this radar station by the 70-minute mark will get 4 points. And then whoever holds the checkpoint by the end of the game will gain 3 points. As you can see, it is in Op 4's territory to start with this mission. Green VIP hasn't been spawned yet, but apparently there are 2 terminals at the biolab over here that are worth 2 points each. And that is for Blue 4 to score, basically, to get that VIP in. So Op 4 playing defense here, Blue 4 on offense. We'll just have to see how things go. Ukrainian biolabs, I don't know, bro. You can read everything in the mission document, though, by typing !mission. That should link you to what we got in OFCRA. So we'll see how things go. 165 players is a crazy amount for a single server. Highest I've ever seen is 240. And that is done on Russian Black Magic servers like WOG, Solid Games. WOG stands for Weekly Open Games, by the way. But yeah, love those guys. We occasionally get to cover some of their really cool missions. Like, God, a few months ago, it was Solid Games versus Weekly Open Games. They had 220 player servers running at the same time. So literally 440 people playing Arma, and then a few chuckleheads like me spectating just to watch it all go down. Yellow markers, by the way, represent where spare vehicles are in case infantry gets stranded and they can move in. Green flags, I don't know what those represent, so I guess we'll just have to figure it out and up. Hope you're all doing A-okay. We have this, and then we have a POG-op tonight. That's going to be pay-for-pain style. So, yeah, should be fun. I got to finalize that menu. Server should be ready to go for them, but I mean, Op 4 all spawning relatively close together. We got Blue 4 spawning across 5 different positions here, so it's going to take them a second to stagger their forces in. Last time we saw a mission with these guys on mission 1 of this campaign, the fighting was super heavy on this airbase, and it literally came down to like the last 5 people. It was like 7 versus 4 or something, but Op 4 got stranded. Blue 4 were able to rally their guys and go over to the final objective to cap it last second. It was a nail-biter. We ended up wrapping up a little early, though, because Op 4 had no way to get to the final objective. Blue 4 still had a helicopter remaining. It was nuts. Hoping we'll see something similar for this round as well. But, I mean, this is a pretty funny area because you have that entire, like, underground internal complex over here. You got ways to climb over it, too. And then you have this massive mountaintop right here where that radar station is. So, Blue 4 are definitely going to struggle to get up this objective. And then you got a choke point right there, watching that helicopter base. And then coming around, you got the MSRs over here to get to this spot as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they leave the radar position to be taken and instead go for the helicopter base and the checkpoint and just watch enemies come down. So we'll see if Blue 4 backtracks and tries to cross through this larger area over here to get around. But I mean, for Op 4, all they really have to do is choke point here, choke point the bridge, and choke point over here. This is a pretty large AO to choke point, but if they can play the choke point game, they should be fine. Gotta be careful, though, because both sides do have air assault elements, though, so always gotta keep in mind the rear security there. Was sending me the info for the Dom Op an accident? Probably. I probably got confused by the fact that some of the slotting requests for yesterday's ops got intermingled with some of the slotting for today's op. So if you got sent something that you weren't supposed to, I apologize. But, I mean, we didn't cycle any of the server information, so it doesn't matter. Let's see if Oddball Jesus is back to win it again on the skin of his teeth. Oddball just got really, really lucky that he was the only pilot still alive, but we still have to pick some VIPs on either side, so we'll have to see how things play out. But let me see if we have a few more people jumping in. Oh my goodness. Alright, guys, refresh your pages. The title's changing. It is no longer 165 people playing. That's why this is taking so long. This is going to be a 90v90, so 2 platoons with supporting elements versus 2 platoons. I'm excited. Poor Pog's going to be wiped out because the viewer base hasn't spent money in weeks. So the pay for pain isn't going to, at least for this week's Pog op, it's not going to directly help wipe Pog. It's more of an investment because Op 4 and Blue 4 haven't declared war on each other. There's still the last Green 4 bastion that we have that'll probably take 1 or 2 weeks to fully clear out. You're basically helping Op 4 kill Green 4 quicker, which in turn speeds everything up. But you can also pay for Blue 4 stuff as well. But we'll get there when we get there. I mean, this seems pretty easy, though. You've got some direct site security they could push up to take the forward positions. The Iranian force here can also do something like that. Or they can just cross over and then help guard literally from the river to the hilltop. So that is only a little over a kilometer of distance. This is a big open road. I could see Op 4 turtling this pretty well. I have no idea how the air assault infantry are going to work. They might move in and try to harass the VIP objective at the biolab, but beyond that, anything's possible. If I was the US again, I would just focus on breaking through in this area, bypassing these little suicidal choke points. If I had any long-range assets, I might send them up to harass things over here from the north, but otherwise just fan everything over. I also wouldn't mind seeing Blue 4 potentially do like a massive airlift with their Blackhawks and deploy on the rear and then assault everything from behind. VIP objectives, I mean, those are only worth 2 points. It's 2 terminals, each worth a single point, so that's not really worth that much. It's really just about controlling 2 out of the 3 objectives, because the helicopter's worth 3, checkpoint's worth 3, radar's worth 4, so don't even need to go up to the radar position because that's the most defensible spot. You can just take the helicopter base and the checkpoint. The one difficulty, though, is this is cashed in at 50 minutes, so I'm not sure Blue 4 is going to be able to mobilize quick enough to take it. Could go either way. One thing is for certain, though, the previous op where it was 2 cash-in bases and then a central spot and then grabbing VIPs and pushing them, Op 4 just decided to outright assault the Blue 4 cash-in base. So I'm assuming something crazy is going to happen in this campaign mission, too. For all I know, Op 4 could just try to rush Blue 4 spawns at this point. It's really hard to predict based off of that first mission, you know? Like, I'm assuming we're going to see this side play out a lot more than this side, but I mean, we could see a freaking river crossing for all I know. I don't know if either side has any amphibious vehicles, but anything's possible. I know we're not going to see anything crazy like any vehicles coming over here and then trying to, like, run across, but you never know. I'm going to be curious to see what assets also got upgraded between the last mission and this one. Going to tab out one more time, check the number count. Yep, still at 180. They're just starting a little late, though. My mic's quiet. Not on my side. Mic seems fine for me. It's going at the levels that I want it to go at, which is around minus 15 decibels. That way, if I start screaming, then, you know, it doesn't get noise gated and sound robotic-y or choppy. Speaking of robotic-y or choppy, apparently there's been a massive outage today with a lot of API services and file transferring. So Cloudflare is kind of busted right now. Discord, if you're trying to send images or files to other people's, busted. There's been some issues with like Microsoft and other services. It's all apparently a mess right now. Who would have thought? Liru, you're going to participate in this. I remember the last one you were playing Russian against American. I think the few times I have participated in OFCRA is when they were bonus missions that, like, didn't really have a lot of people, and I just said, F it, I'll give it a try, because why not? I'm definitely not the type of player to PvP, because I would like to PvP with a team, but it takes a lot of time to build up that efficiency with a team, and I'm going to be honest, my channel is more focused on Zeusing and commentating, so gotta give the people what they want. But that's just me. I'm gonna laugh if I was supposed to hit the continue button. Alright, just making sure. Normally they get started by 30 minutes past the hour. We're at 38 minutes past the hour. I wonder if it's because they were sitting at like 165 and then they jumped up to 180 last second. So they're probably busy sorting everyone. I hope it's not a mission file issue. Then again, we would have already been pushed through to see something break, so I don't know. I hope nothing breaks. At least that's the goal. But otherwise, how is everyone else doing since we have a second? Just hoping we have a little bit of time on the polling so we can at least... There we go. All right. Yeah, right. The joys of Zeus. I'm going to go ahead and locally mute myself. There we go. That way we don't hear, you know, 180 people. All right, let's go ahead and cover everything. Let's start with Blue 4. So Blue 4, we have Twig in... what? So Twig is alone over here. Ah, because he is the VIP. So he's the guy they got to escort over to the objective area, and this marker isn't his exact position. Got it. All right, so Twig King's going to be playing VIP with a suppressed M4. Cool. This group, we have some Pitbull Mini-Me's. We have some Iglas in play. This is one of the British light infantry attack groups. So they're all suppressed now with Pitbull, so a little bit of a range advantage. Nice. Looking over at the other British group, we've got Pitbulls on top of some 416 platforms of some type. More mini-me's. We do have a scoped vehicle, scoped 50 cal on a vehicle. Nice. And we have a wheelchair. It's got an LSW machine gun on there. Looking back at the American side, we have their helicopters. We have some of the battle damage from the previous mission reflected. That's kind of funny. Good little Easter egg there. Weaponry for the Americans on Blue 4. We got some minor magnified optics here. Looks like more Pitbulls as well. And that appears to be it. Looking at this Green 4 flag marker, we have some insurgents, I guess. We've got some welded vehicles. That was, what, a Scar H? Got MOSs on some Scar H's here, and then some Pitbulls, some Stoners, but alright, so these guys have some pretty heavy weaponry. but nothing extra in terms of their vehicles there. Then we have the Swedish force over here. Got more pit bulls. So I guess everyone just gained magnified optics. We got some 240s. Okay. And then some MRAPs and some various transport vehicles of some type. All right. Any other force here? We do have one more. There's a green flag over here, too. I guess okay, so that was OFCRA's, I guess, insurgent faction. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at the German side here. We don't have magnified optics for these guys. Okay, but they have a tow weasel with an MG. And that appears to be it. So they're the only guys with red dots, but they've got G36s and a tow weasel. Interesting. Looking over at OPFOR, let's start with the North Korean forces that have... okay, no, these are the light infantry. So we've got AK-74s, PKPs, RPG-26s, no magnified optics on these guys. Usually when you have a force of magnified optics versus non-magnified optics, it gets a little messy, but they do have some suppressed squads here. We have an MOS Mark 14 with the suppressor on it as well. Interesting there. Let's go ahead and look at the Chinese forces. These are their air assault units. Once again, no magnified optics. We see their standard battle rifles with some AKs mixed in as well. Their version of the Black Hawk. And then we see some marksmen with some MOS scopes as well. But they have access to 4 helicopters here. Interesting. The Russian forces up here. It looks like they have a missile BRDM. We have a ZU-23 and a second missile BRDM. Their weaponry appears to be more of the same. We got some AK-74s and some red dots atop them. I'd imagine we have some PKPs somewhere in here. But I am admittedly struggling to find them. I do see some RPGs. No, it's just riflemen from the looks of things. Maybe they're relying on the ZU-23. We have a towed ZU-23 as well, so 2 autocannons here. And then we have an ammo box over here, so some sort of special item, possibly drones. And we got the Iranian force back here. Probably going to see KH-2002s, yep. Got some RPG-26s in play as well. I see some RPKs. And then we got a PKP right there, but they don't seem to have any specialized vehicles. But they do have that big ammo box right there, so I gotta wonder if they have anything extra in that spot.
I hope you are having a great day, and who knew time could fly so fast.
Yeah, Rakaneko, thanks for the 36-month resub, buddy. That gets you a gold Lance Corporal badge. Thank you for all your support. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. The British AR-15s are likely Knights Armament Company KS-1s or stand-ins. Gotcha. Makes sense. All right, let's go ahead and look at the VIP objective, this quote-unquote biolab. A little bit of a bridge build up here, and then here's one of the terminals that's marked as Terminal 2. And I assume the other terminal is somewhere in here marked as Terminal 1. Got a mushroom. There's your bio-research facility marking. And there's Terminal 1. Okay. And then these yellow markers do represent those transport trucks. Alright, not bad. Looks like that's marked up with the map, too. I've never seen that position before, so cool. And then you got a little military spot right there. British going to be right on top of VIP right next to it. His position's always marked. Maybe OPFOR will air assault and land on the VIP objective to stop him, but again, that's only worth 2 points. It's not really the most important thing. So from here, now we just got to watch and, well, wait and see. If I were to give anyone the edge, I guess I'd give it to Blue 4. A little bit of lightning on the map. Interesting. I give the edge to Blue 4 a little bit because those pit bulls, you do get a little bit more magnified viewership with it. The scope 50 cal is nice. However, we cannot discount the fact that Blue 4 only have a single tow weasel. I'm just going to check again. I don't see any other pieces here. Oh, okay, no, so they also have AAA capability. So good thing I checked again. So they've got a towed one, and then they've got one on the back of a truck. So it's basically one Toe Weasel versus OFCRA. Despite them playing defense, they've got double the not Toe Weasels, but they got the BRDMs with the, begins with the K, but like the Cormets. Or the, it's not the Cormet, but it's like Corn something. It's basically a 5-shot ATGM launcher. Even though looking at it appears to be empty. Well, let's go ahead and look at the remaining positions here. So the radar position, this is worth 4 points cashed in at the 70-minute mark. We've got the helicopter base, which the OFCRA Chinese force is spawning on top of. That is this entire fortified position here. And then the checkpoint, which is tucked away down here. That's a very nice checkpoint. All right. That might not actually be tied to the map. I noticed that the checkpoint also had some shade-ins for stuff, so that might just be a feature you can put on by basically stating that you can add the objects to the map as shaded in. So, right off the bat, we've got Blue 4 already gearing up to go. Twig's already running out of his spawn point. I gotta wonder if he's gonna be picked up by somebody or if he's just being left to his own devices to get to that objective as other forces secure him. Blue 4, we've got multiple helicopters leaving, including some little birds. Ah, they're attack little birds. Okay, so we've got 2 A6 little birds here, each with a gal pod and both of their 134s. And then we've got some OFCRA attack helicopters that have something similar. Looks like the guns are scripted to be below these little missile pods here. So I'm assuming the missiles are out of ammo, and instead they've got the 134 miniguns. So those are going to fly escort. I gotta wonder where these choppers are going. They might be deploying somewhere up here to establish a choke point. And you got this massive Blue 4 vehicle convoy coming down. Look at all of that. I wonder if that guy got taken over as an AI, so now this guy's just driving willy-nilly here. Why does Blue 4 never learn how to drive? This is the second time where they've done dumb stuff. So the insurgents trying to blow past the entire convoy end up getting everyone killed. We also have a mortar over here and another knockout, as 2 other vehicles have collided. And then we have a random dead guy up here too. What is going on? Does OFCRA? OFCRA's never struggled to drive in this campaign. This is the second op in a row where they've just done some really silly stuff. Yeah, they're going to get respawn, but even then that's going to delay their movement. Now, Blue 4 did win the first mission, so it didn't hurt them in the long term, but you got to wonder why Blue 4 can't seem to drive here. We got a helicopter coming around over here. Some forces already deployed up there as well. I'm trying to figure out if these guys are just going to take the MSR and just come down and try to assault from this position. You see that spare wheels are coming out. That's actually a really cool feature. Gotta pull on that to get the spare wheel. And I assume most of these chuckleheads are being respawned in various areas here. But yeah, maybe if there's a massive vehicle convoy, you shouldn't barrel down the road at Mach 20. You know, because otherwise you're probably going to hit somebody. Also, despite this convoy being really large, there's not a lot of infantry in every vehicle. Holy shit! Helicopter down. Was that one of the little birds, or is that the Ghost Hawk? Alright, Blue 4 are down a little bird. That was Totaro. Yeah. And it looked like the missile came from over here, if we have the crash site on that side, but it might have been a bit closer instead. Yeah, it's not that group. I doubt it was the Concourse that got him. So I assume they might have just dismounted someone from this vehicle and just taken it out, you know? Trying to see where that air kill is getting constituted. But yeah, that was short range AA, probably an Igla. From what I can tell, I think Blue 4's plan is literally just to rush things down. And yeah, now you got the VIP coming in. I mean, this is just free points for Blue 4, but it's only going to be 2 total. It's not going to be worth too much. So yeah, Op 4, in my opinion, they did the right thing. It's just Blue 4 are literally going to push this hill. And it's probably going to be a mess, because if Op 4 can set up a good defensive line here, I've seen kill zones in this nuclear power plant. It gets messy. It gets very messy. Plus, Blue 4 are going to try to, like, cross up the roads over here, but Op 4s are going to set up defenses around it. Plus, there's, like, some really nice natural bottlenecks you can create right here to guard anything from coming up this spot, so I don't know. Blue 4 might also just be holding to cover the VIP objective for a little bit first. Alright, so Laptop 2's been taken. Laptop 1 was up here. He hasn't found that one yet, but that's 1 point for Blue 4 officially. But again, 3 points, 4 points, 3 points, 50 minutes, 70 minutes, end of game. So, I mean, those ultimately won't matter. Unless for whatever reason we get into those other zones and they start tying, which gives the points to neither side. So I assume these guys are literally just here to ambush the MSR if anything came in. Not a bad idea, but I think Blue 4 is just going to try a very direct approach today. Which I guess makes sense because last time... Yeah, no, last time Blue 4 was also doing things directly, but then Op 4 did a really cheeky play, but now Op 4 might play this more standard. Settler's commanding Blue 4, Op 4 is being commanded by Rusher. I've never seen Rusher command, I've seen Settler command a few times. I wouldn't put it past Settler to try something like that, but alright, we got some Little Bird action here. Oddball, the savior pilot from last week, has found one of the Chinese Blackhawks here. That 12.7 Gao 18 is going to tear apart this Blackhawk. If they can catch up to him. Shots coming in. Kevin attempting to wiggle dive. Oddball flaring above, but he is staying on target here. Might be trying to break away, but it looks like that Kevin is trying to lead Oddball into these two Op 4 attack helicopters. Op 4's deployed a group in the nuclear power plant. Looks like Oddball's pulling away because he is fearful of running into Op4's helicopters. That, or he started doing that because he might have gotten a radar warning or something. You got Blue 4 watching this Op4 group. This is some of the Iranians deploying into a nuclear power plant. Go figure. Now you got Blue 4 opening up here, as well as on a North Korean vehicle down on the road. Shots are a little short. The road is not really working for these guys, but they are still moving forward. However, they're going to come to essentially a dead end. So helicopter swept around. They couldn't find the pursuing helicopter there. I'm going to look over on Blue 4 side. Looks like they've respawned a majority of the dead infantry right here. We still have Jamera dead, but we'll see. And now you've got the rest of the logistics forces starting to move people out. Oh, hold up. We have a 6-man renegade team driving down where they're going to be ambushed. Cuboid has that rocket launcher right there. He's pretty well hidden. No, they make the southern turn last second. Maybe because they saw the helicopter and got spooked. I think the helicopter just cock-blocked the ambush. Oh, all right, let me see if this is emergency. Hey, Mom, I'm working right now. Sure. I am streaming right now, though, so can I call you back in an hour or two? All right, love you too, Ma. Bye. I was just making sure that wasn't an emergency. Anyway. Still have an Op4 group in the power plant. They took fire, though, from this group, but we do have an Op4 element that might try to ambush these guys. They are pulling a little bit of a skyline, and we could see Op4. They're already setting up to potentially take them down. You can see them all down there. A little worried for the Op4 group in the nuclear power plant because Blue 4 have a massive amount of forces right here. I'm assuming Blue 4 have gotten... Yep, all right, that laptop is missing as well, so they've gotten the 2 points tied to this spot, but that is going to be it for there. Now Blue 4 need to actually push into these positions. Helicopters, meanwhile, flying around. We have 3 of those Chinese Blackhawks in the AO, and then we also have 2 of those attack choppers. I don't know if they're trying to scout for this car here to potentially then hit it with some of their attack vehicles, but you got these guys slowly driving around, slightly getting stuck because they don't know how to turn. That's giving Op4 a little bit of time to... Uh-oh. Chopper's swinging around, and the driver doesn't know how to drive, Demas. They're dismounting and hiding in bushes as now they're going to be harassed by air support. Other helicopter might be called in to strike as well. They're all bailing because I don't know if they broke a wheel or what. That wheel looks fine, and that wheel looks fine. But at this point, they are trying to scatter. Demas is going to try to fight the helicopter head-on. Ends up in a good position to dodge that air fire. Hey, Break, thanks for the ride. And that vehicle is taken out. At this point, you can just leave them stranded here. They're switching M134s. We see an AT-4 being taken out. Try to deal with the choppers, but they're going to maintain higher altitudes here. And Diamond's trying to run, dodging as most of the shots go all around him. One does hit him. Machine gun is returning fire and actually getting some hits in Rigel. Checking back on the map macro here. Blue Force starting to move in on the Iranian forces here. We do see some marksman shots going on the Russians on the ridge here, as they've got the concourse here looking around. At this angle, it's not going to be able to see much, though. I wonder where the Blue 4 Weasel is. That could be used to snipe from afar. It looks like it's up here, though. Nope, that wasn't. Oh, wait, yes, it is. So now we're going to have a fight for this nuclear power plant, but it's going to be away from the objectives, which is what OFCRA wants. Sort of chopper get taking impact. As these 5 infantry are still staying alive, they're spacing out. And OFCRA might continue to harass them. Hold up! Looks like one of the choppers was sniped out of the sky. That was the sound of what we heard get hit earlier. And I can't seem to confirm. It was Depso that got shot. None of these guys got the kill. It might have been Oddball. Oddball does have an infantry kill, so he did get the kill on him. Oh, but he takes some heavy fire. I don't think he realizes he's on fire here, but he's going to start mag dumping. Oddball trying to go away, but once you're on fire, you're SOL. Great snipe by Rigel there, getting the credit for that kill. Ouch. Now OFCRA has a single aircraft in the sky, but both sides do have AA and AAA. Meanwhile, looking back at the nuclear power plant, OFCRA is going to continue holding this little picket team in here. They're only down to 4 people. We do see some long-range fire going off over here as well. If OFCRA can prevent Blue 4 from pushing into the objectives the entire game, that is exactly what they need to do. Got some OFCRA defensive forces to the west now firing at these guys that were skylining as they moved. And then additional forces over here engaging. This guy does not seem to know where to aim that gun. There we go. Oh! Will he engage the infantry? There's a guy right there. I'm waiting to see if he calls the shot. Still down to 4 guys in the middle. Looks like they knocked out Adam. Curious what the holdup is there. ATGM would be a great way to pick off some standard infantry around here. Looks like they're suppressing this building now. Pingus was trying to poke out of. More shots up here as they're engaging the infantry down in that town. Mario got knocked out by some return fire. I'm waiting to see those missile launches. AT just went into that building. Looks like it caught the building instead. Ricky Sab doing some quick medical on himself. Wonder if he'll see the movement through here and try to pop a grenade. That would be a good call there, but he might not see that maneuvering through the slits there. He's trying to shoot through it, but I don't think his bullets are penetrating, unfortunately. Ah, there it is. He got the knockover. Now they're blindly returning fire. Ah, well, it looks like they pulled back. Phobos found an angle to hit him through here, and that knocks Strike out. Mario notices his battle buddy go down. Doesn't move to try to pull him around, though. Looks like all three of the blue 4 guys over here were taken out, though. By what, I do not know, but we got a dead guy here. I didn't hear any missile launches, so it wasn't that. I don't know, it got him. Weird. Depso, yeah, you got hit by an Igla or something. Like a missile came up and hit you. Little birds don't get radio warning or radar warning if they have a lock on them. All right, Mario pulling back. Again, this is all meant to be a distraction here for them, the main force. At least that's what I'm assuming Blue Force trying. Because they got everything set up here. Ah, looks like now they're going to be trying to deploy, but at the same time, OFCRA have stuff set up here. So Blue Force is just going to be stalled in every direction, which is exactly what OFCRA wants. Got some heavy suppression going off. Nabla got hit. I don't know if that was by marksman fire or if he accidentally got run over, but they're still trying to find an angle to use that vehicle. Looks like the rest are going to mount up and pull away. We'll see if their stalling had any significant impact later on. Whoop. Fat fingering buttons here. I don't know, guys. I think in the long term it might have been beneficial, but short term, we're just going to end up seeing them concede the power plant, but now they need to start blocking the roads, holding these hills here. This group that's supposed to be moving around to help flank, I mean, they're distracted by the forces down there, so they can't look down and engage. As I say that, we see one of them trying. So far, nothing noteworthy yet, but we'll see if one group can step up here. AT fired, trying to hit the back of that truck. It's just short. Guys are just switching seats, trying to dodge fire here. Doesn't seem to be working, though. Autocannon shots hitting this BRDM. That is from the ZU-23 engaging them. I'm like, what here has an autocannon? But that's the only thing that does. It will do moderate damage to that BRDM, though, so they've lost a wheel. Driver took a little bit of damage. Now that vehicle is unfortunately going to be pinned on that saddle for the rest of the game until those Blue 4 assets move to engage it, so that vehicle's out of action. We have this massive vehicle convoy that's now going to be spotted. Will they route their remaining air asset, though, to engage it? With that GAU-19, it can penetrate into vehicles. That's that 12.7 chain gun on the side. You also have those two 134 miniguns. Those fire 7.62. Let's see if he comes around, because he could do some significant damage to this convoy. Looks like, though, it's only 2, 4, 6, 7 people across 4 MRAPs, though, so they might be trying to go up and rescue these guys. But dividing amongst that much is basically to prevent any single vehicle from taking too much damage. Here's the attack heli. Misses most of those shots. I don't see anyone with any AA getting out to try to engage it, though. They're going to keep going. This could be easy pickings. Rigel trying to line up another shot. Going in for a gun run. Start trying to engage that MRAP, but again, it is minimally effective. I have no idea what these guys are going for, though. They're going to run into this massive ambush. Maybe they're a picket group to keep a big chunk of OPFOR delayed so that Blue 4 can focus on the main force here. It's tough to say at this point. Alright, looks like this MRAP had its engine knocked, so they're going to have to dismount and then get into another MRAP here as it slows down. He's crippled too. Just going to potentially give Rigel a static target here to engage if he notices. Nope, it's moving again, and that's... gets them going. Now they're engaging with 134, but these vehicles are going to be resistant against those miniguns. So now it looks like they're breaking off and being more evasive. We have another vehicle coming down to potentially pick up the Blue 4 guys over here, so that might have just been a massive distraction just to route those guys out. What on earth is Tito doing? So these guys are an airdrop group, and they've got parachutes. Interesting. We've got some vehicles getting destroyed now. So one of them was the transport truck that was carrying some of those Iranian forces back. We have another vehicle down here that's been hit. That is a Gaz. It is quite possible that the tow weasel is now picking people off. And we do see they are credited with 2 vehicle kills here. So that is exactly what they're doing. Probably won't engage anything else because it's all static, and I assume they have limited ammo, but that is a great use for that vehicle. Now it looks like we have a little bit of blue on blue here, as these guys are being engaged by the U.S. Airborne. I don't think they realize that Blue 4 have taken that facility at this point. Remember, friendly fire is not. Another tow launch. And they opt to take the truck out. I don't think it's really effective to engage their vehicles when the objective is literally right back here. Then again, Nomad was coming up to check on things, and his vehicle eats shit. We do have some supplies back here, though. These guys have negative kills and negative aircraft kills. That's kind of weird, but it's like one of the guys, 2 of the guys in here were killed off from that ambush picking them off. That's very unfortunate. Plus, their positions actively marked on the map as the green VIP, so they knew they were coming. Now you got machine gunners over here basically trying to bait the OPFOR aircraft to come in and harass them from this side. Rigel up on 3 kills, though. This was an 8-man team. Yeah, he realizes he's flying right into them. So yeah, that's a 6-man group now. So Rigel's killed 2 of them. It's like another engine got shot out in this vehicle. Driver got killed there. So I wonder if they're honking and they're going to try to get away. I'm not sure if Rigel has any more 12.7 left. Dimitri's completely driven by with this gendarmerie vehicle. I think he was trying to find his guys to pick him up, but they're now on foot, pushing to the objective, which will be cashed in 21 minutes. I'm hearing long-range ZU-23 fire. Looks like it's landing by infantry over here. Minimal damage, though. Hell, he's coming around to spot. But it looks like Kaiser is instead going to focus on continuing to engage those infantry. Yeah, the Depso was in the first Blue 4 Little Bird, which went down very, very early. Looks like they're getting out and spotting that helicopter now. That should be a pretty easy kill if he keeps flying slow like that. Unless they ran out of ammo. Or they're just opting not to engage it. I just heard an AA launch. That might have also been the Weasel firing another AT round. Looks like OFCRA trying to come around to flank this position here as we see that the VIP mark is moving. I think Twig's using that on purpose to move forces. We're also hearing mortars landing. I don't see the smoke push up here. Looks like they're mortaring the position itself, but OPFOR isn't holding it. Instead, they're holding the positions around. Got OPFOR moving around. Blue 4 don't realize they're about to be flanked along the rear. Really nice grenade throw. I think that got caught in the other wall as both of those Blue 4 guys taken out. And then an AT round comes in from the Weasel, deading the vehicle and making it an even trade. Wow. So they just baited OPFOR to go buy the vehicle just to turn it into a VBIED with the use of a Weasel missile. That's crazy. We have a player with the same designation as an Igla, the 9K38. Oh! That's why! Depso, if you're still here, this is the guy that shot you down. Because he's got the -1 aircraft kill and the -1 infantry kill. Because I was wondering, I'm like, OPFOR didn't have any AA around this spot. So how did the Little Bird get shot down? Now we know. Depso got blue on blued. So we still have these vehicles bypassing a majority of the OPFOR infantry. And they're going to now come along the rear. Rigel still maneuvering around. Still has those 3 kills. Twig is on a kill here. He's looking around. He's suppressed too, but I mean, that comes at the cost of they constantly know his relative position. I can't tell if OPFOR just doesn't seem interested in pursuing him, though. Then again, they did just try and take 2 casualties from a Weasel, so hard to say. Blue 4 still climbing up this hill here. I think Blue 4's plan is literally hit the radar station by the 70-minute mark and then go down and hit the checkpoint. Everything else, I mean, is potentially being bypassed, but I think OPFOR, they're going to mount up their infantry and now set up some defenses, but it really does feel like that, despite everything, Blue 4 seem to have that number advantage. What on earth? I wonder if 9K38's running over here. I mean, he could potentially intercept and eliminate a chopper. We have another smoke billow over here. Ah, looks like one of the Blue 4 MRAPs was completely cooked. These guys are down to 5 now, so they took another casualty. They were at 6 earlier. Granted, this is distracting OPFOR's air assets, so it's not the worst call to make. But Blue 4 need to monopolize on that by driving or continuing on to these 2 objectives. So now that we know what Blue 4's main plan is, that's just going to leave them a lot of room to continue pushing that spot. Miniguns are harassing here. A little bit of an overturn there. They got to be careful on turning out because that will expose them. It is doing some damage, though. We do see a damage texture on the hull of this vehicle. Now we got another OPFOR group coming up. Maybe they see the map marker and they're going to start trying to move on it. Whew. More mortar fire coming in, but I think, again, that's just harassing the compound, but OPFOR has opted not to have anything hold. We also see some of the infantry that were in the town are starting to pull back. Don't know if they'll come up and reinforce the radar site or what, but we do have a Blue 4 truck moving up. This is a squad of 7. As the other Scandinavian forces push up as well. It's like one vehicle, they've decided to dismount and chill in that building. I think this is purely a distraction to enemy aircraft at this point. Though it does look like they have moved a group now on this road to set up an ambush. Looks like he still has some 12.7. He is firing down at the MRAP here. Blue 4 receiving some reinforcements from that northern side. We still have the ZU-23 here. The rest of the assets are now mounted up and driving. Now that vehicle's getting harassed and these guys are hiding in the building. They both have AT-4s though. Can either of them make a legendary AT-4 shot here? Rigel knows what they're doing, so he's going to wave off and maintain good distance here. More Blue 4 still firing at the choppers as well. So I'm wondering if OPFOR is going to spend a lot of infantry trying to box these guys in. But look at this. Hold on. Wait a minute. There is an air assault happening in progress. It's not air assault. It's airborne. These guys have parachutes, and they're going to land right on top of that castle. Will these Russian players notice? Hold on. No, these are the Iranian players. Oh, they're noticing. Get that machine gun set, guys. I think that man just collided with the wall and killed himself. We have another guy that got knocked out because he came in too hard. So they broke away from landing at that spot last second. This was a very suicidal play by Blue 4. And they're mortaring where they were landing. What is Blue 4 doing? I mean, I guess that's one way to, you know, smash and grab a position. Meanwhile, you got Rusher over here, OPFOR command. His position might be walked up on. Will they turn left and notice him? Phobos does. and nearly fumbles. Okay, Phobos got the knockout, and either Sonic or Phobos just got the kill. Okay. Jeez, that would have been a bit silly. Yeah, only for them to immediately get ambushed here and taken out. You gotta love Arma 3 players. Did you just... No. No. That better not be my angel. Because if he comes in here saying, bro, I just got knocked, it's because you got friendly fire. This entire group is now down except for one guy. This guy's been stuck bandaging. Let's go ahead and look at the other angle here. Got OpFor converging infantry on that spot. Twigkin has been knocked out. Wakes back up with the AT4 as I come over to him, so I have woken him up myself. He's now trying to run, only to get knocked out as soon as he crosses over. That's pretty funny. Now, Blue 4 continue to make their assault on this radar position. OpFor might be too spread out to do anything here. Look at the amount of forces that are still engaging that one team. They just absolutely ratted this one guy. My God. I guess they just desperately needed more ammo. Got the ZU-23 firing from range over here. Minimally effective. But it's good to have something like this in the back line in case your opponent tries to, you know, air assault on the rear. So I get that. It's a good call. Twig awake again. Now Blue 4 and OpFor are fighting near the helicopter base. I'm worried OpFor might throw this. Because we have a lot of stuff for OpFor still, but it's focused in other areas, and that's allowing Blue 4 to push ahead. If I were to look, let's see the amount of pages that Blue 4 have. So it's like 2.25, whereas OpFor have... Yeah, Blue 4 have a slight number advantage. I mean, Blue 4, they're also spacing out, like, everywhere here between the air assault, and then they got small teams moving up. Oh, do these guys have AT? If they could knock out this vehicle, that would be game-changing. They hit it. Immediately knock it with grenades. Blue 4 runs. Now they're getting sniped here. Taking out a major asset, hitting a few infantry. I mean, Just looking at OpFor slowly getting cut down. OpFor is fighting back where they can, but I just don't think it's enough. Is that the MOS suppressed Mark 14? Yep. We got OpFor helicopters flying around. That's cool, Dream. I'm watching quite a bit of a massacre here, to be honest. Like, this entire Iranian group here got slaughtered by... Not just Pingus, but other people. Like, it's just a lot of bloodshed everywhere, and then we just have a lot of OPFOR out of position, and Blue Force capitalizing on that. 6 minutes before this area is conquered, but if no one's in there to capture it, then the points are going to go to neither side, which really confuses me. Like, we have OPFOR in so many positions, but no one actually in the zone to score, and we have 5.5 minutes away. Blue 4, like, it's going to be a clear victor here. Righto, Dream, can't wait. Good shot there by Rick. Still have a few of these Batiga guys. Bagigi, excuse me. Bagigi players putting some pretty good ambushes out. Really nasty grenade throw right there. I don't even know who did that. But that was right on top of one of those guys. God damn. That had to have been Jonathan. He was the only one close enough. Chiron gets another kill. A little bit of blue on blue here. Manco, the head honcho of OFCRA, gets killed by Emil. And we see some long-range ZU-23 fire picking off some more of the air assaulters. Now we're seeing a full-on blue cascade because of what Chiron's been doing and his team. They're still engaging each other. 4 minutes before this is cashed in. Emil's not done. He's still engaging. Looks like Chiron finally gets spotted here and taken out, but the damage is being done. T already up on 2 kills. We have the helicopter flying around the side here. Let's have this massive amount of blue 4 ready to move in. OPFOR could still hold, but there's a lot here. 3 minutes now. Still no OPFOR at the base. That means it's going to be 3 points not taken. And OPFOR could really use those 3 points. Because Blue 4 up at 2 because of the VIP stuff. Still have Digord over here. Bro is hard scoping. Gets a kill. The Blue 4 players don't think anything of it. After all, both sides do have suppressors. T still trying to shoot down that helicopter. I think they're checking to see if the vehicle is usable. It is not. I'm going to be honest, though. Like, Bagi's ambushing of this force and causing them to slow down so they couldn't move up and assist the air assaulting force might have actually done a lot more damage than I thought. Because that is causing OPFOR here to now clean up what's here, and that might leave them with enough players to hold this spot, or at least give them time for the helicopters to come in and bring reinforcements from the Chinese side. Less than 2 minutes. I want to see if someone rushes in that helicopter base and takes the points. Please take a right. Oh my god, OPFOR is going to let that go with no capture. That's nuts. I think Twig is dead. He has to be dead. Yeah. VIP mark stuck right there. Yeah, so he died in there. I think one-on-one on one of the Iranian guys. So yeah, OPFOR now realizing that these are the only 2 places that are now going to be worth it because they're not going to capture the other one. Because what they do if they took that position, then they could instead set up a defensive line on this checkpoint and then have the ZU-23 snipe any Blue 4 that came down. But OPFOR is just deliberately making this harder for themselves. I'm waiting to see if Kremet is going to try to fly in. Oh, no, he lost his tail rotor. As the ZU-23 is now trying to smack him. 40 seconds. Can these guys drive in and capture the point in time? Cut across. Nope, they're staying on the road. I don't think OFCRA have realized that they just completely left this area. 20 seconds. Because now OFCRA need to have the other two positions locked down, and I'm not sure they can. Wait. Are these guys going to realize in time? 10 seconds. They just have to drive in. I think they're checking the map right now. Okay. It got capped because there is an OFCRA player that disconnected, but his AI is still here, so it counted. That is some grade A bullshit. I can't believe that happened. We have an OFCRA helicopter that just went down. Alright, just making sure that wasn't, you know, loaded with people. Looks like the other ones are landing back here to deploy additional troops. That is, I mean, it's a technicality, but it's a win. But look at this, Blue 4 now regrouping with this massive force right here. Now what this means is that OFCRA can forego one position. Look at this. T also has friendly fired somebody because he was on 2 kills. You never know where your opponent might be. T might catch these guys in the rear at this rate. No, he doesn't check his left. So Hawkeye is secretly working with T. I can't. You can't make this shit up. And now T knows. Yeah. These two must be shitting themselves, going like, what the fuck? How is Blue 4 up here? T. Oh. T Dolphin dives on the smoke grenade. As Lanefield's now popping smoke, panicking because he's getting pushed by the one Blue 4 guy back here. Bro, I don't know what's going on anymore. Now the question of this fight is, can OFCRA basically out-attrition Blue 4 and at least hold the checkpoint? Because I doubt they're going to be able to hold the radar station for the next 15 minutes with this massive Blue 4 attack wave coming in. What's really going to matter is the checkpoint back here, because that's where we have a majority of OFCRA's elements coming up. But they might run up and instead fight for the radar position itself. If OFCRA take the radar position, then they'll be up 2 points by the end of the game, even if Blue 4 take the checkpoint, and it's GG. Now we just need to see if one of the Blue 4 communities can just smash through everything, because that's exactly what they need to do here. Could go either way. We got a Blue 4 mass cast situation back here. And it looks like Blue 4 is now dropping mortars on that position back there out of spite. I don't know. OFCRA, look at all the infantry that have rallied up here. You also have Skipu off on the side, even though he's gotten a friendly fire kill. I mean, this could now just get right into OFCRA's favor here. It's hard to say. I saw an SL and I thought that was SL Dream for a second. I'm like, what? I thought he was working on stuff. Looks like they've pulled off of the castle. No, Angel woke back up. Oh, short range Igla. Knocks out one of the remaining OPFOR helicopters in the zone. Now, I don't think either side has any air assets from what I can see. Kremit over here getting a truck. Got a little bit of Blue 4 on other sides here. I think Blue 4 still have the number advantage, but they need to rally their forces. Angel got another kill. He's now grabbing the marksman rifle. Does not get spotted by this one OPFOR player looking around. That's Wombat. He's the guy that makes these missions, by the way, for this campaign. I think OPFOR is fighting to basically hold the radar station, because if they get this, it's GG. It's like Wombat turned around and spotted that player, takes him out. There goes Angel. I have a feeling that is my Angel, because only my Angel would start rat-fucking some of the OPFOR bodies for a better gun in the middle of enemy territory with no security. That is definitely my Angel. One of my players in my community, good God. Blue 4 trying to smoke, but as soon as they push up, they've got heavy casualties. The timer, let's see, there's about, it's at the 70-minute mark. That's going to be 6 plus 7. So 13 minutes OPFOR have to hold this and they win. We do have some red on red going on right now, though. Oh, so that was you! That was you rat-fucking that gun only to get shot in the back by the map developer. I love it! I love it! The only reason I could tell it was you is because only you would rat-fuck in the middle of enemy territory with no cover! Oh my God! I've never been able to identify a player based off of their susceptibility to rat-fuck the opponents. That's amazing. God, the Congo campaign is giving me new skills. The legendary rat, yep. Angel, I'm sorry, that's going to cost you that one remaining middle finger rat image in the Congo campaign for that mistake. Wow, Roland got shot 4 times there. No? Sorry, Angel. Live by the rat, die by the rat. Wait. Wait a second. That's a suicide drone. What's a suicide drone doing here? Oh, fuck. Bro, what are you doing? What a cock tease. You had... okay, whatever. I'm not going to question it. Looks like OPFOR pushed up and recaptured this castle. Now they're trying to flank. You guys are part of the 19th. Whoop. Broski flops. Mortar fire up here, knocking out majority of Blue 4. Are you telling me their mortar's actually going to come in clutch here? Wait, where's the mortar? Oh, Zixme DC. That's unfortunate. Where's Blue 4's mortar? Why is there a Blue 4 group all the way back here? No. Don't tell me you just mortared your own dudes. Why is it when I finally see some good mortar footage, it's them literally killing their own... Because I don't think OPFOR has one on the field anywhere. They have this backline ZU and that's it. So they just mortared their own guys. That's great. Awesome. We got some members of TASPA here. Ah, it's Sam. Smacking these op boards. They're trying to push up to do a counterattack. Sam now taking accurate fire. He's got Major Khan with him. Sam taking accurate fire from all the way up on the tower there. Sam looking around. He doesn't want to overextend. Still taking some pot shots and firing through the canvas of the area. Of the truck, excuse me. And the rest of his team is still up. Oh, they're the chuckleheads in the back that... Wait, no, they're everywhere. Never mind. I mean, we do have this. I mean, this is the group that has done a significant amount of vehicle and infantry damage. Oh, now Sam's got to dodge. ZU-23 fire. Manages to do it Hollywood style. Runs right by a sniper. So you'll shoot Op 4 people, but you won't shoot Blue 4 people? What the fuck, Hawkeye? And Sam dies to Wiki Courts in the back. Then Hawkeye gets red on Reddit. That's right. That's deserved because he literally helped kill a few Blue 4 people. Excuse me, a few Op 4 guys back here. God, I don't even know what's going on anymore with some of these plays, man. Trying to crawl under the truck now. I think Blue 4 got successfully pushed back. Am I covering the second round? No, I got to work on the pay for pain doc for tonight. Next con go up will be this Saturday. What are you doing? What? Yeah, go for a broad short. What is he doing? Oh, come on. Yes. Yes, now land. Is this Op 4s or Blue 4s? AT going up. Was that yours or was that Op 4 doing another silly? This has to be Op 4s. I give up. Oh, hold up. ZU-23 on the back line just got taken out. That was done by Blue 4 ZU-23 that they towed up. Got some great shots on and immediately cooked the vehicle off. Probably hit the magazine storage. Now we're seeing some accurate mortar rounds, but not spread out enough, and I think it's too little too late. I think Blue 4's done. Like, genuinely, I think this is over. Beyond that, like, I don't... Unless we see, like, some really good solo plays by the remaining Blue 4 elements, because we can still... It's not going to be over till the very end, because Blue 4 can come back and take that checkpoint. But... No, actually it would be, because Op 4... That position negates that position, so it's really just a fight for whoever has the radar position. If Blue 4 take it, then it'll become a tie game. Unless Blue 4 also take the checkpoint, but I don't think Blue 4 is getting this radar. That was a very close noob tube on Ash right there. Mortar rounds now landing closer. Long-range AT shot goes in, but it's just short of that ZU-23. Ash got taken out. Major Khan slowly maneuvering in here. We have 5.5 minutes. But Major Khan is spotted and taken out by Cheeseburger. K here comes up, gets a few great pickoffs. And it looks like the vehicle back here got taken out. Don't know by what. Oh no, the AT got ranged in. Now they're trying to put more AT up here, but now this position, basically, the ZU is stuck there. Out triggers aren't there, down to stabilize it, so every few shots just whiffs the gun up. Hold on, we got the Weasel just driving in. Picking the worst dismount spot, but okay, let's give it a try. Wait, Lolo might be onto something. He's going for their footsies. Holy shit. No, 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 no. Drive the vehicle back here and keep baiting them and have Lolo keep taking out their footsies. Bro, you can't run them over. You know that. I guess they have to turn out to use the machine gun? So I'm confused why he isn't just taking the machine gun out and using it against them. I assume it's a turnout weapon. The jump scare. No, I would say keep baiting them to come over and have Lolo take their feet out, and then they fall over and then they can headshot them. That would have been such a next level play if Alexander would drive over and now bait them to come over to Lolo. More AT fire going back and forth back there. It's just there's no other Blue 4 on this hill to move up with him. I think Rarjar got rid of 9K. Yep, there's his body. AT fires and misses. Lolo doing a great job picking up an enemy weapon to try to confuse audio ID. But he can't land a shot with it. Alexander literally playing chicken with him. Uh-oh. No, Lolo! Lolo! No! Oh, God. Great play by Cheeseburger there, but I'm going to be honest, I don't think it, Blue 4 screwed either way. This is GG, by the way. This is GG, because with this, it's going to be 4 points to OPFOR, so that is now 7 points on OPFOR. Blue 4 only have 2. Checkpoints only worth 3. So, regardless of how it plays out, GG. There is still 1.5 minutes of cash-in time. What were your guys' thoughts? I have to choose 2 VIP groups. For Blue 4, I'm going to give it to 2 TASB because they have the highest... I'm going to verify, but I'm pretty sure they've got, 11 kills, a few vehicles. They played... Out of every asset that was played tonight, I feel like on Blue 4's side, that asset was played the most effectively. But if I were just to, skip through and look at kills alone... we have a 5, we've got a 4... highest I've seen from other groups is 2. I'm trying to, like, you know, just see if anyone else on Blue 4 was able to get a high kill rate, and I'm just not seeing it. Killer J on 3. Pingus on 3. Angel got 2. Like, I'm just not seeing it, you know? And then Op 4, I'm going to give it to Bagagi. Which looks like they all left, but... like, planning-wise, if Bagagi wasn't up here to stop the initial push of Blue Force convoy of reinforcements coming up, then all of the Blue 4 forces here would have been able to immediately join up with the air assault forces that were landing, and then they would have been able to basically have a foothold here before Op 4 were able to bring in the Chinese reinforcements to hold that position. There's completed by East, so that's GG. But for, despite Bagagi getting wiped, they caused 3 different blue-on-blue incidents. They stopped the frontline scoped 50 cal vehicle from coming up and being deployed in this AO, and they caused everything here to basically slow down, which allowed the remaining Op 4 forces up here, even though they were outnumbered, to basically defeat Blue 4 in detail. So, because of that delay in action, that is why Op 4 won. When we get to PvP matches like these, I like to, like, tactically give it to the team that worked on, like, the best tactics here. I don't really have something for Blue 4 in terms of tactics. Mainly because nothing significant really happened for Blue 4 to kind of turn the tide, you know? The only thing I would say is, like, it's just kind of whoever got the most kills and whoever utilized their assets effectively. Close second would be the ZU-23 team, but there were individual players in TAASB that were also able to get a lot of kills. So that would be NR here. Granted, the ZU-23 did get a few nice pickoffs, but I don't think there's much else, you know? But yeah, Blue 4, they got a few guys down at the checkpoint, but even if Op 4 get wiped, I mean, the game's over. So I'm going to do that little write-up. Because we have to choose 2 VIPs in another 2 or 3 weeks when the next round is done. We'll see those guys get upgraded with a few things. I was texting Bloodwing about the service outages going on for, like, you know, file sharing services for, like, Discord, Microsoft, all this stuff. Apparently her work is having some major issues right now, and they just got an email from one of their service providers saying, hey, there's a massive outage going on. So I don't know if there's some crazy cyber attack going on or if, you know, there's just some negligence somewhere, but oh well. Anyway, MVP. Blue 4 TASB for their good utilization of the Weasel and individual good kill counts, and being the Blue 4 team to make it to the radar station with more than a single player. 3. Op 4. Despite the fact that they were killed off quickly, their actions caused Blue 4 to not be able to reinforce their airborne assault on the radar station, and also resulted in 3 separate blue-on-blue incidents, 2 of which resulted in KIAs, period. Okay, a lot of crazy shit going on. We already have some OFCRA that have run down, though. And now it's some red on red. We see them running down the hill. They're taking some fire from that area, but OFCRA's numbers compared to Blue 4, I mean, it's night and day here. So now Blue 4 setting up their final little ambush here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. But you know me, when I've done commentary for these types of campaigns, if I have to pick VIPs, I try to pick the people that, you know, strategically won the game. Kills are secondary unless the amount of killing literally changes the game, but, you know, it's hard to get that. Did he just... Okay, I was about to say, did he just frag himself on accident? Because I've done that plenty of times. I love how Gerald just played chicken with Weiss there until he finally got the shot on him. Now you got the next group of OFCRA trickling in. And that smoke grenade does not save him from being shot by Horno. Just because you win the battle doesn't mean you win the war, Angel. Ventledge has a good spot, but again, I think it's going to be overwhelmed. Plus, if someone runs in here, the stairwell might cup some of the shots, and then he might get mag dumped. So it's, I don't know, it's tough to find good CQC spots that can last against, you know, more than a few infantry charging you. He's got a good keyhole, though. He just tried to get RAR there. Yeah, see, like that. That's the issue you run into. Gets Horno. Gets Langfell. Gets tunnel vision. Did the ZU-23 just rain down and save him? What? Bro, literally blue on blued and still saved his guy. That grenade might get him, though. That's the curse. My God. And now they're going to snipe with the ZU-23, and I don't think OFCRA has any long range. Well, okay, we might have Tommy do something, but it's going to be a while. Literally his guardian angel. Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. But again, even if Blue 4 take this position, it's not going to change anything. Uh-oh. Blue 4 still have their mortar, too, so they're just going to pound this position. But if OFCRA still have a handful of people down here, I mean, if they just hunker down, then this isn't going to change anything. Wombat taking some heavy fire. I think there's a machine gun trying to suppress this spot, but the rounds are going overhead, so it's not even being that effective. And they're just dumping ammunition on this position, basically to keep it bombarded, so OFCRA can't continue to reinforce it. Uh-oh. Oh, that knocks out Benares. And that kills Benares. I don't even know where his body is. Where's Benares? Am I stupid? There it is. Oh, why are you on the roof? You were taking mortar fire. No! Your heart finally calmed down? Yeah, you rat. Silly looting man. Oh, well, I got the timing wrong. It's 9.5 minutes away. Who's winning? OFCRA at this point have won the game. We're just playing out the last objective here. Oh, hail the Rat King. Alright, I think I'm going to wrap it up here because I think Blue 4's run out of heavy ordnance, and it doesn't matter at this point. I have my VIPs checked off, that nothing's going to change that. And I think we're GG here. So, we still have this one Blue 4 guy that... Oh, no, wait, that's the mortar guy. Okay, yeah. That's it. We'll be back in 3 hours for POG with some pay-for-pain elements. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers, and have a good one. Yeah, if these guys just stick to cover, that ZU-23 isn't going to be able to do much, so... Oh well, GG. See you guys later.